It's Friday, July 28th, 2023, and this is the Washington Times front page. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. President Biden is trying to convince voters they are better off under his economic plan, dubbed Bidenomics, but his message is proving to be a tough sell despite a string of upbeat economic indicators. Jeff Murdoch reports unemployment is near a record low 3.6%, inflation has slowed from its peak last June, and wages are up 4.7% over the past year. The president says these data points, coupled with investments in domestic computer chip manufacturing and new infrastructure, have improved the lives of Americans. Yet unhappy voters point to high grocery prices, soaring interest rates, and rising debt and home prices that haven't waned. They say the hefty price increases for everyday goods and services are wiping away wage increases. Chief Justice John Roberts has found an ally in Brett Kavanaugh in the middle of the Supreme Court bench, where they sided together on rulings more often than all other justices in the last term. Alex Sawyer reports Roberts has been known as the court's centrist member since reliable swing vote Anthony Kennedy retired in 2018. Kennedy's replacement, Kavanaugh, has been keeping Roberts company. The Empirical SCOTUS blog found Kavanaugh was in the majority 96% of the time in the last term. Roberts was in the majority 95% of the time. Former President Trump disclosed his legal team met with Justice Department prosecutors as he potentially faces federal criminal charges for his effort to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. Jeff Murdoch and Susan Ferricchio report Trump called the meeting productive on his own social media network. The meeting came amid new felony charges of obstruction, willful retention of national defense information, and a new defendant that were added to the classified documents case against him. In the updated indictment, prosecutors allege that Trump asked a staffer to delete camera footage at his Florida estate in an effort to obstruct the federal investigation into his possession of classified documents. The three-star general nominated to head U.S. Space Command declined to endorse the Biden administration's diversity, equity, and inclusion military policies at his nomination hearing. In an exchange at the Senate Armed Services Committee hearing with Missouri Republican Senator Eric Schmidt, Bill Gertz reports General Stephen Whiting said he supports a merit-based approach to finding the best people for military service. A spokesman for the senator declined to say whether Schmidt will oppose Whiting's nomination. And finally, House lawmakers clashed over gender transition medical treatments for children in a Judiciary Subcommittee hearing. Susan Ferricchio reports Republicans said they're considering legislation to preserve parental authority and prevent harm to unprepared children who undergo sex transition procedures. For Democrats, the hearing was nothing more than right-wing ideology invading transgender care and jeopardizing the rights of parents to make healthcare decisions for their children that are backed by major medical associations. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Washington Times in any major podcast app. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at WashTimes for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.